So this video might be a little bit disturbing for some of you guys, and if you don't want to see skeletons and skulls, and I'm talking about the real deal, don't watch the video. But I'm telling you, it's a very informative video, and it's just full of history, and it was just so amazing to be there and actually see this, and I wanted to share it with you guys. But let me back up. This past summer I took a trip to France to visit a fellow YouTuber called Chill Bill. And check out his channel if you haven't already. He's a really cool guy and he's become a very good friend of mine. Chill Bill and his wife had gotten permission to drop an underwater submersible into some wells in this castle. And this castle is located on a high hill in this French town. It's called the Chateau de Durtal. And it's just a massive place on this hill overlooking this town. And it was amazing just to be in it. But anyway, we had permission to drop these underwater submersibles into the well. But the owner had a little treat in store for us. I say a treat, but it was really amazing. In this castle, there is a torture chamber, a medieval torture chamber that is still there and it hasn't been disturbed for hundreds of years. And this particular torture chamber that they have is called an Oubliette. And in French, an oubliette is a forgotten place. And the way it's set up, and I have to explain this to you so the video makes sense, is that there is a chamber built way underground that they would put prisoners in to die. They just leave them down there and let them die. I don't know, maybe they fed them a little bit, maybe they watered them, who knows. But there's still skulls and skeletons and all kinds of weird stuff down in this oubliette. Anyway, so this chamber's underground, and in the ceiling, there's just a little hole, not much wider than my shoulders, that goes up like 15-20 feet through the rock and the stones. And that's the only way into this thing. There's no windows down there. It's totally underground. And they would take prisoners, and they would drop them down through this little chimney and let them loose into the bottom, and they were just like in this little room by themselves. Then they would slide this stone across the opening way up high, and the prisoners would be in total darkness, probably pretty much total quietness as well, and there they would be. They'd be just down there in this little room, and there's no way out. I mean, there's no possible way to get out. It's really, really weird. So what we did is we dropped this camera, this little drone thingy, down the chimney, and we look around on the inside, and we see skeletons. We see skulls that have weird, like, cut marks in the bones. And I want you to look at this stuff. There are some little openings, like in the rocks and stuff down there, that no one really knows what they are. But I have a theory, and I'm going to tell you what that theory is at the end of the video. I want you to look at it. I want you to look at what you're seeing there. Keep in mind, this is real. I mean, these are real dead people down there. These guys, I mean, they had a horrible, horrible death. And they're there. But it's our history, and I think it's important that we remember the way we were, and unfortunately the way we kind of still are in some parts of the world. Watch the video and pay attention to what's down there, and if you see anything weird or anything that I don't talk about, let me know, because no one's been down there for a long, long time. But we're going down there right now. First, I wanted to show you what the castle looks like on the outside. This is the courtyard, the enclosed area of the castle. We'll take a look from up high. You can see down onto the town there, and the chimney swifts are flying around. And let's go down to the dungeon. Video courtesy of Chill Bill.
We're lugging the submarine down a special room, which is uphill.
Be careful not to fall. It's very
And this is a room where they put you in and they never let you out until you were dead, and they never come and got you either.
I'm in Chateau de Durtal, and we are filming right now in the underground of the chateau. The owner was very nice to show us a place called Oubliette. It's a hole on a stairs actually. It's very deep, as you can see. It used to be a prison. It's actually full of skulls. I don't know if you can see. So in the middle, a big white blob is a skull, and there is another skull. See video of Bo and Clem, and you will know more about it.
So this is a prison cell.
It's a prison cell.
And they drop the people down. I want to make sure I understand this. The people would be down in this hole.
And they can't get out.
This is the only entrance?
Yes.
They go down here to die. Do they feed them?
No.
They don't feed them?
No.
If you look down there, I think those You said those were skulls?
There are skulls.
Hi.
Look, that skull is watching the my way. And
Yeah.
there's the bones there, yeah.
But it's been untouched.
It's in 17th century.
17th century.
Yeah.
400 years.
400 years. And what they did, they just dropped this light bulb down in there.
Yeah.
Wow. And we're going to look at it.
Yeah, even if you put
It's creepy though, isn't it?
It is
Creepy
very
to think
creepy.
that
Even if you put
people
a
were
stone-
standing here and they were like putting other people down in that hole, knowing that they were going to starve to death. And people died there. I mean, the spirits could still be down in there. The wall I'm leaning against right here was probably leaned against by the people as they were lowering their prisoners down.
And I guess this was closed with a stone, so you can hear. You cannot hear them, or you cannot see them.
We're
And
very
that's why it's
cool.
called oubliette. Oubliette is oubli is to forget. So oubliette it's something that is for just forget that. That's it. That's for the people to forget them.
Wow.
And it's only 50 yards from the kitchen.
From the bakery. This was
This is the bakery?
and the kitchen was up. I just saw it.
Wow, yeah, I never thought of that. The bakery is right through that door.
And the kitchen is up.
The
front.
kitchen is just above us, and that's where the people are screaming and dying, right there. Yeah.
That may never come out.
And these people never did come
They
out.
never did come
Now
out.
they're still there.
Yeah, that's not.
Wow.
Let's save the mystery.
Let's go down.
There are lots of things. Maybe there is a tunnel. People say there is ancient graffitis on the wall because people left their names on the wall or something.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know how long people live without food and drink.
Wow. Well, this would be good because we're solving the mystery of what's down here and recording it for history,
Yeah.
so that the owners of this castle will have
Because people-
a visual record of what's down there.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
people
they'll
are
know.
afraid to go there because if you put the stairs even deep enough to go there, you can't get on the stairs because it's too small.
Yeah.
You can't get out, so people are afraid to go. Yeah, you need to be a speleologist. Okay, so shall we do
All right,
it?
let's do it.
Let's do it.
This thing really fits down there. You tell me how you need it.
It's good. It's good. We're seeing the wall.
Yeah, I think barely fits down there. Hey, can you hit the cable there a little bit?
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay. So let me see. Oh, there is a hole. It's a very tiny cell.
So you can see the bones of the prisoners and they've been left.
You see the hole in the room up there where they would have been dropped down.
Oh, what's that hole there?
There's a hole.
The other way, twiddle it the other way if you can, babe.
Secret passage.
There's a little tunnel there.
And there's water.
Can you call?
No, you can't go through it. It's like
You'd
cat.
have to- You'd have to be very small to go through that. Oh, is that a helmet? Is that a skull? It is.
It's a skull.
It's a skull, isn't it? That is a skull.
And there is another skull there. Here.
There's another
Look.
skull. It's definitely a skull. Drop it down a little bit.
And a dead bird or something.
A bit more. Yeah, there's two skulls there.
There's that skull coming back, looking up at us.
Looking up. They're still looking up. And they're looking up at the stars.
That's graffiti, yeah. A pot up there, broken pot.
Really?
Two broken pots.
Bones.
And that's the light that they put down that they lost. More rib bones. Piece of a mug. A light.
When was the last prisoner put in here, do you know?
Well, the history said that it was like used very often in 17th century.
The French Revolution, I suppose they throw the owner down there, wouldn't they? Do to you what you've done to others and that kind of thing. Oh, you should see what we're seeing, man.
Yeah, I
You
see.
should see what we're seeing.
It's just
You'll be totally creeped out. Are you
Not
gonna?
creeped out, just looking down.
You should see what's more down. There's more creepy stuff down here than you can possibly see.
What you see here is me dropping the drone down into the opening of the Oubliette. It's a very narrow opening. I suspect they probably just shoved the prisoners down there and let them free fall to the bottom. The owner has put a light bulb down there so you can kind of see what's going on, and that really helped us out a lot. We're just going to scan around with the drone here. Those are the walls. And just to the right of the screen, you may have seen a small opening. That is one of the openings I had talked about earlier. And I suspect that is a ventilation opening of some sort to maybe get the stench of rotting corpses out of the hole so it doesn't go up the chimney into the kitchen area, which is right above. That's the pincher on the submersible so that you can actually pick stuff up with that. We did not pick up any bones while we were down there, though. Though we could have. There's a couple of skulls there. some weird staining on that skull right there, and also it looks like maybe a dagger or maybe axe cuts in the top of it. So they may have been dead when they were thrown down there or close to death. We'll linger here just for a few moments so you can get a good look at what's down there. And hopefully you'll see some things that maybe we didn't recognize at the time. There's a dead bird. I believe that's a pigeon. Not sure how it got down there. The pile of sticks is interesting. The only thing I have ever seen like that is out in the desert southwest of the United States. They have pack rats, and pack rats make huge piles of sticks like that in the caves and old mines. Now, I don't know if they have pack rats in France, but it kind of reminds me of that. If you look on the walls, you'll see where people have scratched their names and some other things that, in French, of course, I cannot read them. Perhaps some of you can. There's some modern debris in there as well that has dropped down through the hole. Again, it's very difficult to get in there. You cannot put a ladder in there and actually climb down the ladder. The hole is too small. You'd have to go down a rope or free fall. There's a light bulb. The background snoring is actually one of my cats who is keeping me company, so I don't get too scared while we're looking at this video. Maybe that was the Last Supper of one of the prisoners. I shouldn't joke about that, I suppose. Notice the water, drop of water on the lens as we're pulling up. That is actually from the first time we put the camera down there. We had to pull it up and clean it off and put it back down again. So the camera did go in the hole twice.
Well, your your opinion on all that?
I'm speechless. I really am. It's just so creepy. Not just because it's creepy, but when you really think about it, when you think about what happened right here, people walking up and down these steps, souls down there, people down there screaming and dying, they're still there. It's all over here. God, you guys got a creepy country. Creepy continent, don't you? You have to admit it, don't you? But it's very exciting. And I think we did good work here. A good video record of what happened and what's down there. Something to think about. So what do you think? I was really freaked out when I was there. I mean, I really was. I mean, but did you pay attention to what was down in the Oubliette? We saw the skulls, we saw the bones. Did you notice the weird marks on their skulls? I mean, they looked like there were some like divots, like maybe it was stabbed with a knife or a dagger or something. There was like a pigeon or something down there, and there's some broken china. If you look close on the walls, you would have seen where there's like scratch marks, where somebody was writing their names and things, and there was all kinds of like weird stuff in there. I want you guys to tell me what you see down there, and maybe you were seeing things that we didn't. Oh, and by the way, the Chateau de Durtal is actually open to the public, and they do tours of this place, and it's really, really neat. The people who own that actually own several other castles. And this particular one is a bed and breakfast too. And I promise you this, the next time I go to France, I'm going to stay there. It's really cheap too. It's like, well, I don't know how much it is, but I'll put a link to the Wikipedia page so you can read about this on your own. I'll also put a link to the TripAdvisor. They have some really good information there too. If you're ever in the area, I highly recommend you check it out. I don't know if the Oubliette is part of the tour. I have no idea because I didn't actually go on the tour. I can just imagine every little creaky noise that you would hear at night, the hair on the back of your head would just stand straight up, no doubt. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and post up some more videos soon on other parts of the trip where I look for World War II stuff on some of the battlefields, and we look in some of the wells in these in this castle and some other old homes. and some pretty neat videos coming up. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it.